So, in today's one, family of YouTube, today we're going to be touching on Beta Squad and all of them picking out cards to find the true mafias. So, in order to be found out as a mafia, you have to pick a specific card to show whether you and the other mafia become the winners of the game. So, without further ado, let us get straight into it. But today's one is going to be so interesting. As you can see, strategic thinking. So, in today's one, we need to really understand what a true mafia is. But in order to do that, you need to know the truth about being a mafia and playing the game in a wise way to get all the people to think about how smart and authentic you are. So, as a mafia, you need to realize that you'll never know how much you have until it's gone. So, after watching the clip, understanding that Kenny is one of the mafias, Nikkei asked him a simple question. A very simple and strategic question. He just asked him, like, what color was the name on the card? Now he tricked him by saying it was green. The civilians were green, and the mafia, you never give them the color of the mafia on the card. But Kenny was not paying attention to detail, because you could see, as he showed on the screen, that the card was full white, but it was written in black: mafia and civilian. How can you not see black and white? Black and white. How can you not see that? But anyways, so Kenny's the mafia. Now it looks like Kenny's confused, because after Nikkei asked him that question, they testing him to see if he's gonna make it to stay to the end of the game. So, one thing I can tell you is that Nikkei is keeping a watch on every move that these two mafias make. And that cat is looking so suspicious. I feel like the cat has some camera behind itself. I don't know, but if it does, then that is cheating. If you were civilian, accept that you were civilian. Don't cheat. Nico, don't cheat. I don't know why this nigga's bloody cheat. Yeah, it even says on the newspaper that he's cheating. Right, okay. Okay. Don't cheat, or else you'll get cheated on. I hope you read it. I hope you understand that every move you make is determined by the decision that you have in your mind. And let's look at the bigger picture. So, AJ thought he was the mafia. He was betting on everybody that he's gonna be the mafia. And then, guess what? Most of them, basically all of them, except Chunks, voted AJ out as yet. I'm still gonna see that part if he still does it. But 4 out of 6 people, 4 out of 6 people already voted him to go in the ice cold freezing tank. So, bye bye AJ, and the game shall. What we can see right over here is that Nico is rarely paying attention to detail. He's rarely paying close attention to detail because if you think about it, he's the only one that got it right. He's the only one that has eyes on Kenny because of the simple mistakes that Kenny's been making. He asked him a simple question like what color was the name Mafia or what color was the name Civilian, because he's a civilian. Nico's a civilian, so he was asking him. And he was really indecisive about his answer. And he wasn't really too sure about his answer for real. So, it really looks like, as Nico said, I'll just play what Nico just said right over here. What he just said right now, is really a reflection of how much he's paying attention.
AJ is not the Mafia, but to be honest, I'm not complaining.
because
I
of him
enjoyed seeing
paying
him drown
attention
for
to
that brief
detail,
moment. But now
it's
we have to be
making him
careful. So all
look
eyes
more
need
of
to
a
be on Kenny
mafia
now.
because of his intelligence. So it really looks like Nico was right. So him and Deji and him, Deji and Sharky voted for Kenny to be illuminated. And their votes were correct, even though Sharky knows that Kenny was a mafia. He has to keep his mouth shut because he's won too. So if Nico finds something a little bit fishy about Sharky, then it's game over. Okay. So right now we can see that, as I said, Nico is very intelligent. He pays attention to detail. He listens to the smallest things in the room. The room of so much noise and so much anticipation. He can be able to pick out the little details that can catch you out to be a mafia. And he wasn't really vouching for Sharky to be the mafia, but just because of his actions. Because in round one, this is what Nico had realized. One, Sharky didn't vouch for Kenny. He didn't vote for Kenny. In round two, he was feeling so guilty about Kenny getting chosen and getting illuminated out of the game. So that brought the suspicion. So it looks like he's out of the game. So now, like, comment, subscribe, because what you have seen is the true meaning of paying attention to detail and making sure that every move you make is determined by the amount of listening skills you have developed.